Welcome back, everybody. Our next guest has had us all living on a prayer since the 80s, whether he was giving love a bad name or making a memory. He always kept the faith, ladies and gentlemen. Now he is bringing people together again with a brand new album here to celebrate the release of 2020. Everybody, hold on to your seats. Jon Bon Jovi. Hello, Mr. John, Mr. Bon Jovi, what do we call you?
John will be just fine. Thank you.
Hey, welcome to the show, Jon. Listen, first and foremost, the fact that we're connecting this way is care of the pandemic. How the heck are you and your family doing? What have you been doing to stay positive through this unprecedented time?
Got to make the best of the situation, and I think that we've tried to do that. These are trying times. If I had pitched you this story as a science fiction movie, I would have probably been thrown out. And to think that this year has turned into what it has, you then had to make the best of it.
Mm. You really have made the best of it, and you have this new album called 2020, and it is incredibly powerful, and you've really tapped into the moment. But I want to rewind and talk about this kind of healing power of music. There, early on in the pandemic, there was this video that went viral, and it showed a Chicago neighborhood where everyone was united in singing "Living on a
Hmm.
Prayer," and it was a really, really sweet moment. I'm just wondering, as somebody who is a creator of music, what's it feel like for you to see those kinds of moments where people are united through your work?
It's humbling as the co-writer of the song, but it's also something that I understand because as a fan of music and as someone who feels a part of a community at large, things like song bring people together. It crosses over language barriers, it crosses over political divides, it crosses over borders. And so whether it's your favorite Beatles song or Auld Lang Syne, it could be Happy Birthday. The point is that these are the things we find these commonalities, and of course you're doubly blessed if you happen to be the writer or co-writer on a song like that. But I understand it. In these times we're looking for comfort, and it's
Mhm.
those moments that bring us together.
Talk about bringing us together. You've been doing a lot in the community, and one of the songs that you wrote during this pandemic is called "Do What You Can," and it actually, we understand, grew out of a conversation that you had with your wife Dorothea. After she took a photo of you, our viewers can see it. You were washing dishes at your community restaurant. It is called JBJ Soul Kitchen. Tell us about the photo's caption and then how the song and the lyrics came to be out of that.
Sure. Thanks. In the pandemic, like we were saying, you had to make hay, right? And in this case, we've had three JBJ Soul Kitchens in New Jersey for a number of years. The first one is over 10 years old now. And the in need population, we wanted to get a message out to them that we would be there for them. And the dishwashing position, which is one that I'd been happy to have had over the years, had been taken away from me simply because that was a volunteer position. And in the pandemic, we could no longer have volunteers in the restaurants. So I jokingly said that I took my Hall of Fame jersey out and became the Hall of Fame dishwasher. And unbeknownst to me, Dorothea took my picture and wanted to post it so that who were in need would know that we'd be there. And she asked me for the caption. I think what she was looking for was the hours or the time, which day of the week. But I'd said, if you can't do what you do what you can. The next day, when it hit me, I
Mm.
said, well, there's the Bon Jovi song title for you. So I wrote the song. And after I wrote it, I then realized that this song, more than any other I'd ever written, ever, was you guys were living it simultaneously. No matter who, your viewers, we were living this moment simultaneously. So then I put the chorus and the first verse so people would understand the melody up on the internet and said, tell me your story. If it's something,
Mm,
we're in this together. And it was a song then of inclusion. Because it came
mm,
from such a natural place, the reaction to it has been, great because people go, that's my song.
Mm.
I know what that's about.
Yeah,
Mm.
you definitely captured a moment that everyone can relate to, and the music video for "Do What You Can" also really captures a moment. I mean, it's shot in New York. You're walking the streets, you see the closed signs, you see people putting on their masks, they're putting their masks on their kids. I just want to know what it was like for you to go back to a city that you love so much and shoot in that space during this pandemic.
Surreal. Usually, if Times Square is that quiet, it's because they blocked it off for a movie scene. I remember after 9/11, the NFL asked us to play Times Square for a free concert. And I was sitting in that same spot playing to a 500,000 people some 20, almost 20 years ago. And now to be there in another unbelievable moment in history and be singing this song to no one uh,
Mm.
was scary and humbling and surreal. You know, but this is the world in which we live, and time comes and goes, and history is written.
We mentioned that your wife took the photo that inspired this single. You and your wife, Dorothea, have been together for 30 years. I mean, that is just incredible. And I think the pandemic has been challenging on so many levels, but not the least of which has been the challenges it sometimes provided for couples. Has there been anything that you've sort of learned, maybe new about your marriage or how you work through things during this time?
She has the patience of a saint, tolerates all of my little personalities that come with, you know, this package. But no, in truth, I think that we've been blessed to have grown together for 40 years. We've been married for 31. And so we sort of know the ebb and flow of what it is. And to get reacquainted with my kids again, I think was the greatest thing that came out of it.
Mm.
And then, you know, to be blessed with health was the most important thing that came out of it. And the rest of it is trivial. Work and records and touring and stuff really is, it means nothing. And now it's just, you know, a matter of trying to get the world back on its feet.
Let's
Mm-hmm.
end with that. We've got time for just one last question, Jon. This is a very socially conscious album, and all eyes of the world are going to be on your country come November, especially. What is this album contributing to the conversations that your country, especially, is having right now?
Well, all I wanted to do with this very topical record was be witness to history. Um, if you take the time to read the lyrics, you see that I really don't take sides, but I will bring up difficult subjects. And whether it's COVID or guns or the administration or taking a knee, but never did I take sides. So what I hope is to have people have a conversation, nothing more. Both opinions, all opinions are valid.
You know what, Jon? It has been such a pleasure to meet you. Thank you so much for spending some time with us today.
I thank you both. I really do. Be safe.
Thank you. You too. The new album, it's called 2020. It is out now. We'll be right back.